It's quite something that York Region School Board in Ontario has sent out a sheet to administrators saying it may be triggering for students to mention the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and to talk about her funeral on Monday, the day of her funeral, so is basically encouraging teachers to not bring up the topic. What on earth is going on here? Thankfully, Education Minister Stephen Lecce said all schools are expected to, in some way, talk about the Queen's passing, recognize her reign, her life, say something about her in class. Should be reminded that Ontario not closing schools on Monday, and I don't want to say it's a controversial decision, but it's a split decision because about half the provinces in Canada have decided that they're going to close schools on Monday to acknowledge the formality of the occasion. The other half keeping them open. Ontario is one of those that's keeping the schools open. And I think one argument for keeping things open is that then in the school system, you can take a few minutes that day, 10, 15 minutes, to talk about the Queen, to talk about her whole time, her whole reign. Here's what the school board has actually been saying, though. They make one interesting point where they say that raising the topic of the death of a prominent figure can be triggering for some students and remind them of previous losses they have experienced. So, okay, you've got children around you, young people, maybe a grandparent has recently passed on and this is upsetting to them. Okay, that's a good point. So maybe, I don't know, something to be sensitive about, but because someone recently lost a grandparent, what, you don't ever mention again the fact that other old people die? I mean, that's kind of weird. But then there is some politics to it. They also say, don't play God Save the Queen, don't live stream at all any of the funeral, because this may be received differently by varying members of your school community. Monarchies are steeped in problematic histories of colonialism, which connect to ongoing present-day oppression of individuals and groups. So the school board unilaterally saying, don't talk about the Queen's passing, don't mention it. This is highly inappropriate, and it's a good thing that the education minister has stepped in. The Queen of Canada has passed on, a big day where there are so many formal things going on for people to recognize her, and it is just a no-brainer to bring up the issue in the classroom, to talk about who she was and to talk about everything that happened during her reign. Just 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes of class time. All schools should be able to do this. It's just not that big of a deal. Triggering? Give me a break.